In this video, I'm going to share with you a sales hack, kind of a mindset hack that absolutely changed the way I sold and helped me master high ticket sales and close extremely effectively. So if you stick around towards the end of the video, I'm going to give you kind of a bit of a bonus for exactly kind of the step-by-step thing that I do to really stay sharp, stay on top of my game, and to continue just mastering my understanding of the prospect and of high ticket sales in general. So anyways, guys, if you don't already know me, my name is Jeremy Pogue and I help online business owners make a ton of money. And I'm also a sales coach and do a lot of high ticket sales in terms of like coaching and consulting. So let's get straight into it, guys. Kind of starts with this. When you understand the prospect, the product itself doesn't necessarily matter. Let me explain. So if you've been following the channel for a while, you understand that we're not selling the product. We're not selling our services. What we're selling is the transformation that our product or services are going to provide for our customers, right? Follows the kind of like the overarching guiding principle, my North Star that I follow, whether I'm doing copywriting, marketing, sales, literally anything, is that they don't care what you do or they don't care what your product is. They only care what it can do for them, right? They don't care what you do. They only care what you can do for them. Or they don't care who you are, what product you have, or really any of the minute details there. They only care if what it can do for them in terms of helping them get from where they are right now to where they want to be. If you understand that and you truly internalize it and you act upon it and implement it in your actions in your business, you will make a ton of money from that alone. So we're selling the transformation, right? And that said, when you truly understand the prospect, then the product itself doesn't really matter. It's because people like to be understood. They like to feel like somebody understands them and can really just like have empathy and truly just like connect with them on a deeper level, right? So if you understand the prospect and their pains, their desires, and you can communicate that clearly to them, they're gonna feel like they've found home. They're gonna feel like they've finally found what they're looking for in you and your services. And as a result, they're gonna see you as that vehicle, the right fit that's gonna help them get to where they want to be. So that said, let me give you guys a couple examples. So when I first started selling high ticket, not even high ticket, it was agency retainers, right? So I was scaling my marketing agency and I was signing clients left, right, and center towards the peak of it. And towards the end of it, like when I first started, I was 1 for 30. And that one close out of my first 30 sales calls was for $200 a month because my software expenses were $200 a month, right? I was desperate. I was ready to do whatever it took to make that sale. So anyways, I went from 1 to 30, fast forward a few months, I was closing over 60%. It was about like 66, 64%. And that was at a much higher retainer than $200 a month. I'll tell you that right now. But anyways, then once I started doing that, then I started closing for one of my mentors, Trey, as well, right? I started doing some high ticket sales for him. And I was like, I know how to sell. I'm closing over 60%. I'm good, right? And I started selling for him and I was like 1 for 17. And I was like, I got a problem. But the thing is over the course of scaling the agency, I really understood my prospect. I really understood mortgage brokers. But then when I was selling to agency owners, coaches, consultants, other service providers, I didn't really understand them too much, or at least to the same degree, right? Even though I was one myself, I still had some very like deeply ingrained biases that were just applicable to me. And I didn't really see, I wasn't really exposed to much else. But anyways, like in terms of like the sales script, the framework, it was pretty much the exact same thing. And I had gone through the program myself and literally used it to scale my own agency. So I understood the product really well. But in terms of communicating that effectively, I didn't really understand how to communicate that effectively to this brand new prospect, right? So then eventually, like a month later, when I finally got some closes coming through, then I was closing over like 40%, right? So as a result of just studying the market, studying the prospects a lot deeper, And in a second, I'm gonna give you guys exactly like the step-by-step formula for how I made that transformation, how I did that so quickly as well. So that way you can do the same. So yeah, that said, another example, and right after the example, I'll give that to you guys. But anyways, another example is like what I was selling initially, like for Trey, was like kind of around like the mid 4-figure to 5-figure range, kind of like the 5 to 10K. It's kind of like the core offer. And once I started selling kind of our higher level offer, our upsell, helping people get to 100K a month and beyond, then that was a little bit different, right? Because it's a completely different prospect. Somebody doing like kind of 0 to 20K a month, trying to get to like 30 to 50K a month, is gonna have a lot different problems than somebody that's doing it like 20 to 50, trying to get to 100K a month. It's gonna be a completely different prospect. And mind you, I did end up closing my very first one at 30K, but anyways, like it was such a unique learning curve, even though like every sale is the same, but not every prospect is the same. And that's really important to understand. So therefore, it's a really valuable lesson to get extremely clear, get crystal clear on exactly who you're helping and what the transformation is that you're helping them achieve. And then once you have that clarity yourself, then watch your closing rate just skyrocket. So let's get into the kind of the step-by-step thing that I did to really just kind of skyrocket my depth of understanding of the prospect. So after every single sales call, I would take notes. Well, during the calls, I would take notes too, but then afterwards, especially, I would compile a list of all of the, on the one hand, all of the pain points, the problems, their fears, their challenges, their struggles, and the things that really kept them up at night. I would make an ongoing list. Every prospect I'd speak with, I would add whatever they told me they're struggling with to that list. And I would just compile a list to really just kind of get a holistic understanding of that prospect's pains and their current situation. And then on the other hand, I would do the same thing, but for their hopes, their dreams, their goals, their desires, their aspirations, how they want to spend their time, how they want their business to operate, stuff like that, right? And over time, after taking literally hundreds and hundreds of sales calls, it kind of boiled down to like a few core things in each category, right? On each side, there's like very common patterns that kept coming up as to what keeps them up at night versus why they're in business and what they actually want to achieve, what their underlying goals are. So that said, I highly suggest that you do the same, because just having that visualized there for you really just helps you ask more of the right questions to try to kind of evoke some of those responses as well in the prospects, because you kind of know what you're looking for. And one of the quotes I heard from Alex Hormozi on sales is like, good lawyers in court don't ask questions they don't know the answer to, and neither should we as closers, as salespeople, right? So if you understand kind of the answer that you're trying to get, then that helps you ask the right questions to get those answers. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like below. Really, really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for more sales sauce coming your way. I love making these videos, and the only reason I do is just because I think they're a ton of fun, and I wish I had stuff like this for free when I was starting out too. And if I can share some of the lessons I've learned, then they don't, a lot of the hard work and sacrifice doesn't go to waste. So anyways, if you want to follow the journey a little more closely, guys, follow me over on Instagram, Jeremy_Pogue, and I will see you guys in the next video.